so far in the opening 7.5 minutes. Don't see that kind of stat too often with an away team dominating like that. Muratovic trying to hold it up. Breaks off Petratos. Miller able to put it up for Kandarovski, but again, Brisbane first to it. Neville used again, maintaining that width, combining with Jay O'Shea. And the claim and shout from the keeper. To bowl it out to Petratos. Held up by Bowles. The assistant was hedging his bets and eventually went with the visitors. Speaking in the build-up to this game, Ernie Merrick was talking about what happened in Perth and how the travel on match eve did them no favours. Here's Muratovic bending one across, important. Calm clear from Moss with Amadi Holloway lurking at the back post. Little flick from O'Neill, dealt with by Topol Stanley. Muratovic again able to bring it down. Beautiful playing surface here at McDonald Jones Stadium, and Brisbane relishing the opportunity to play on it.
You can see early here, Speedy, the two fullbacks, two wingbacks for Brisbane in Hingett and Neville pushing really high and right up on the back line of the Jets, really forcing the two fullbacks of the Jets to ponder, do they come out or do they stay central and worry about the two strikers? It's caused a little bit of problems in those wider areas with Muratovic, that run just a couple of minutes or a minute ago, just exposing that space in between those two grey areas for the fullbacks and centre-back.
After this start, Brisbane fans will be optimistic that they might be able to see their first half goal of the season.
It's an amazing start, though. You look at the amount of possession they've had as well and opportunities in games, just haven't had that cutting edge in the final third. I think we've all spoke ad nauseum about that. That's why we see the changes in the Brisbane lineup. Robbie Fowler not afraid to make the tough calls and drop his experienced striker, as you said, Speedy, with 6 out of 9. It's a strong coach to say, look, you're sitting on the bench today and we're going to give this young fella a run out.
Stanley able to keep it away from the debutants. Awkward one for Burns, who went underneath it. Moss able to advance again. Ernie Merrick keeping faith with Glenn Moss, and he's already repaid him with that early save from O'Neill's shot. We've already seen Brisbane change their goalkeeper this season, and I'm sure there are some observers thinking maybe the Jets need to perhaps make a change there, but he's sticking fat with Moss.
Yeah, he's got the confidence in Moss. He's got the experience. He knows that, you know, he's not going to be rattled by a few bad games for the team. And I can tell you, Italiano has been playing in our youth team for the last 2 games, and he has been absolutely on fire. So he's really keeping Mossy on his toes. Got 2 good keepers there, which is what you want. Merrick sticking with Moss at the moment.
Ball spinning in for Amadi Holloway, who had a fresh airing. There's been plenty of this, hasn't there? A bit of aerial ping-pong in the middle of McDonald Jones Stadium, and that was a half chance for Thurgate to release Hoffman.
Given his first start today.
Substitutes to start today. Mixing things around, resting some players. Consideration. Most of his team actually frustrated that they haven't been able too well.
Ruiz.
Showing up for attack as well. Forcing the first save out of the game and 5-1 it is too. And it's Stefan Marinovic.
Bir korner daha.
Almost a goal within 2 minutes on his West United starting debut for Dylan Perez.
Marinovic started sloppily last week against Sydney, but he's not his game here early. Cuts inside with Perez nicely. It's a good change of direction.
Köşe
And a
vuruşunu
good effort on
kullanıyor.
goal.
First corner, which is one short by Diamante, gets it back off to Reyes and tries to tend it. Well, you never know with Diamante whether he's actually going for goal. I'm pretty sure it was angled
Sesenyon.
and aimed towards Andrew Durante, but he's got such talent, the Italian.
Well, he gets incredible angle on those passes.
Hemen Atiba'ya.
Technique when he contacts the ball.
Atiba
So much
Hutchinson.
control. And then
Baskı
he's got
Sefa'dan.
incredible hip
Atiba
rotations.
top
He gets
kaybı
this
Yasin.
incredible whipping action. Very difficult for
Mateas.
defenders to
Caner kesiyor.
accurately
Ve
know
hemen
exactly
Umut
what
Nayır'ı.
they're going to do.
Umut Nayır karşı karşıya. Umut Nayır ceza sahasında vuruşunu yaptı. Ture'den geri geliyor. Atak devam ediyor. Rayic.
Italian is
Atiba.
Disco for Wellington
Kutu
Phoenix
Caner.
as they launch their first attack.
Caner.
All yellow today.
Serbest vuruş elle oynama.
Coward just can't quite stretch to keep that one alive. All
Erdem
White
elle
who
oynuyor.
made his international debut in the recent friendly series, a couple of games against the Republic of Ireland and Lithuania. His first goal. Against the Irish, which ended in a 3-1 loss for New Zealand. The first tactical question has been answered, Andy. It is back three for West United. Maybe a bit of talk about them switching to a back four, but it's Perez and Payne, the two wing-backs.
Şik Barış Gençler Birliği'nde.
Backtracking now as the Villa tries to thread it through.
Gerisinde Atiba, Vida,
Yeah, I
Gökhan,
think that
Umut,
route is preferred.
Ruiz ceza sahasında.
Originally used to have three at the back
Öndüre
with two
doğru
wing backs. He's
Atiba.
very happy to change
Kaleci
his
kalesinde
game. He
değil.
needs to
Yardımcısına
push
bakıyor.
players further
Aydın
forward or
bayrak
indeed
havada.
withdraw players. Deep position.
Taşçıoğlu. Bayrağını kaldırdı. Ertaş. Sakatlık geçiriyor şimdi kalktı.
Last week to draw against Western Sydney and an assist for best operational week before that.
Atiba. Ertaş. Direkt ardından gelişmeler. Var incelemesi.
Got his chance.
Higher in the middle, and it's fitted in by Nikolai Muller. The German relieves the pressure on his German coach. Adam with the assist. And Nikolai Muller applies the finishing touch. And just his second goal for the Wanderers. See for Diamante off the goal. It takes it to Reyes, and he will be able to keep it in play.
Adelaide has started this match
Favours Marinovic, unfortunately.
It's a little bit too much of players who then put it in the corner. Really broke down after that.
Now Adam's been very positive, and the deflection works for Nikolai Muller. Very fortunately,
Somebody got to the other side of the centre circle and thought, yeah, it's
onto the box.
keep going, put it up. That's what you do.
Very short reaction time. Drive that one over Paul Izzard. It's a clever header. Goal against the run of play, but the Wanderers Sesenyon bırakıyor. Vida. Nadir.
Steinman thought he made a bit of a meal of that.
Alta gönderiyor.
He's the most foul player in the competition, Alessandro Diamante. 36 times he's off the hands of his various opponents.
Var odasından gelen görüntü.
Penalty for the flag by German is this free kick.
Vida.
Gökhan
Gönül. Ermeni. Tekrar Gökhan. Ruiz. Diaby. Gökhan kullanacak taç atışını. Vida.
Started the run of Tintain and rewarded it. Accurate release. Behind him is Renaud Discotoy. Scored his first Knicks goal last week. Lovely 1-2. Discotoy into the box. It's Ulysses Davila. And it's straight at Koto in the end. But it's a nice flowing move by the Knicks.
Karius just the tail end of the switch of play.
Ruiz.
Payne was as good as anything else in that move. We saw intricate interplays, the Wellington make their way into the penalty area. They just couldn't get the purchase on the shot that was required.
Ayite hareketli. Karius. Diaby'e doğru. Olamaz. Diaby.
Straight forward. He's just got away from Diamante. He's clocking up 100 A-League games today. Just going
Enkutu.
on the welfare. For a big disappointment. I felt he should have had the whistle. I think Marcus Bubbles.
Laiç.
Making a judgment from a distance and saying,
Gökhan. Offside bayrağı yine havada. Alex Taşçıoğlu.
Acknowledgement of his 100th A-League match. Here's the contact. It's pretty heavy at the end of it. Let's see if
It's ball playing. That's
nice touch. Sean Evans.
Patrick Fee.
Referees out.
Really good save.
That's indoctrination. Maybe the next Kate Jakovets.
Ertaç.
Birthday present is set of
Vida.
the laws of the game.
Gökhan.
Whistle yourself to sleep.
Karius.
On Davila, the play continues, good advantage.
Caner.
Short editors, Kakache with the
Sarı
comeback.
kart Nadire.
It's just stretching.
İtirazlar.
Bring it away to McDonald here.
Az önce yapılan harekette.
Start, given the
Faul
conditions,
beklenti
very
Nadire.
ball down the pitch side.
İtirazlar. Sarı kart
Chief has
getiriyor.
been wanted pre-game, which the coach and staff they felt was needed to give it a bit of zip. Here's Piscopo. He's been lively early on. Good sliding challenge, but deals with handball though. Particularly by Huyndai, who's now involved in a conversation with Kate Jakovets, the fourth official.
Ruiz. Kırmızı kart. Gençler Birliği maçı kaldı.
He's got such a sweet
Nadir kırmızı kart görüyor. Gençler Birliği oyuncusu.
Tim Taylor. It's going to be interesting today. It's Tim Taylor against Colin Payne. Only a couple of hours and content between Payne to the side.
Tam oyun başlamışken Fırat Aydınus tekrar durdurdu oyunu ve kırmızı kart Nadir.
Just stay clear of Devlin.
Stanko'nun yokluğunda Hamdi Hoca onu en içe koymuştu. Nadir 12. dakikada kırmızı kart görüyor.
This is a wonderful opportunity for Wellington United's number 14. Just see the screen there. Trying to stop the forward pass out of Wellington. He's such a talented player. There's no reason why he can't grow into a Premier League's headline example. Very
straight through. Cameron Devlin, I think. Play continues. Huyndai is incensed again.
Diaby.
Devlin is looking to the sideline to say, do you want to kick it out so we can get some attention to Cameron Devlin? Two former Sydney FC teammates. Carver goes into the field. I think he can have few complaints. It's a very, very sturdy challenge, I think.
Mecbur Ayite. Şu an görüldü öyle Gençler Birliği'nde.
I think he's slightly withdrawn the leg. He's gone in hard and then realised that he's going to get there. I think he's slightly withdrawn. He doesn't. Again, to his credit for encouraging the play with the advantage rule.
Sefa. Caner.
Lost between the Sydney teammates.
Enkutu. Tekrar Caner. Vida. Diaby sağ kanata kaçtı. Gökhan.
This is Stephen Taylor. Which gave Sydney a point last week. It's broken down though for Wellington, deep inside their own half of the pitch. Diamante on the ball.
Abdullah Avcı.
Taylor returns.
Vida.
Isn't scored at Wellington.
Ceza sahasına doğru.
United players got down heavily in the centre circle. I think
Olamaz.
because I think he's done something really bad there, Dylan Torres.
Topolu
I think it's
futbolcu.
Torres, isn't it? No, it's
Ayite döndü. Eya. Diaz.
It is, it's Hamill. I think this has just got an awkward twist.
Arka direğe Gökhan
He's just gone.
Olomak'tan önce kademede dikkatli taca gönderiyor.
Just stretching for the ball, and then as he went to push off again, something's gone in that knee. It's a horrible sign for a player and a coach.
Olomak bu kez offside bayrağı Erdem
Any
Bayık.
possibility, you saw the pain that Hamill was in immediately there. As it dropped to the turf.
Ruiz 15. dakika. Beşiktaş Gökhan sefalar çıkıyor. Gökhan Elneni
Testing.
Ruiz
Substitution at the tries.
Huyndai Lynch
Jonathan Asper, of course, will be replacement.
Gökhan
Worrying sight for Brendan Hamill.
Enkutu
Return pass.
Hassan Toure is there to
Get himself into this team.
Caner
Rather unstable, isn't it?
Caner'den orta köşe vuruşunu kullanacak Caner Erkin
See the frustration. Worked for weeks to get himself back in the starting 11. And something completely innocuous had done so.
Caner
It's the end of the section.
bir korner daha.
Let's go down to Archie Thompson, who's kicked side
Hemen
for us
Lynch.
this afternoon, Archie.
Lynch
Hey Simon, yeah, it doesn't look really good. I know how hard
Tekrardan
Hamill's
sol
worked
kanada
off the
Caner.
pitch just to get back on the pitch. And
Caner
unfortunately,
orta
it looks like a
Gökhan
serious knee injury. You could see the
sol bek
frustration in his
ortaladı.
eyes.
Sağ bek vurdu
They
sonuç
really get
alamadı
the run. It's got a real
Beşiktaş.
high tempo to it. The breeze across makes it real tough. So, and what you don't get to see too is the amount of supporters that are here too. The Wellington, and you've got the whole stand at the back here of the Western United supporters. So it's all good. Unfortunately, for Hamill, it's a
Golsüz geçiliyor.
Thanks very much, Archie.
Ertaç
And some Phoenix supporters came here. Lost for Wellington, of course, but
Elneni Enkutu Caner Umut Nayır Atiba Hutchinson
all the best.
Atiba
Clotometis is with us.
Elneni
Just 15 minutes and 2 substitute
Caner.
appearances for the club so far this season.
Lynch kontrol savunmadan geri geliyor. Gökhan çıkamadı Gençler Birliği. Elneni çizgide Enkutu
Carefully, if the pitch isn't
Enkutu'dan Diaz karşısında
seem to indicate that it might be.
Caner
Terrible.
Atiba
You know what? Credit to the Wellington Phoenix
Yasin.
medical team. Devere played only 5 games for
Sağ
Brisbane
dikkat ediyor
this
Fırat
season.
Aydınus.
Succession of injury issues. The form evident to do with it as well. But he's played every minute so far this season for the Phoenix.
Well, you have to say something like that. All credit to Dennis. It's paid off. Did he know something that one else did about Luke DeVere? Because great talent like this bit, but truly by those series of injuries, we never really saw his career develop.
Toure
Talent throws in a lifeline. And this player who's not been able to put games together has not missed a minute of season.
Umut Nayır
He's just not missed a minute. He's been outstanding in the next. It's been a bit of work. Terrific talent.
serbest vuruş.
Touch around the corner by McDonald's.
Hemen kullandı sefa.
Careers into Tim Payne.
Atiba Caner pas Diaby kaç karşıya Finance dışarı gidiyor Diaby bu arada Barakaba'da Alex Taşçıoğlu'nun bir kez daha
Domestic service group.
Diaby sol ayağıyla plasesi Alex Taşçıoğlu'nun bayrağı havada. Gençler Birliği karşısında
Coach took me to the finals last year before
Dondurmakta
returning to
Şu ana kadar zorlanmadı Beşiktaş. Offside.
Return to Wellington.
3 kez Alex Taşçıoğlu cevap verdi. Gençler Birliği bu sezon Süper Lig'de en fazla kırmızı kart gören iki takımdan biri. Kayseri Spor'la birlikte. Bu sezon Süper Lig'de çıkan en erken 3. kırmızı kart oldu. Nadir gördüğü.
David Wall swung a leg at it.
Caner.
Contact. It was a dangerous cross from Kakacha.
It's pretty reactive defending.
Yasmin.
Kakachi's a real
Elneny.
arguably their best.
Vida.
Such a young player, so strong, so purposeful going forward.
Gökhan.
He'd be putting more pressure on the edge of the box than Weston did then.
Diaby.
The cross might have fallen a
Gökhan.
little more favourably for Ball.
Sesenyo.
Just right.
Olomat. Sesenyo.
Seemingly beaten. Couldn't hit the target.
Ruiz. Elneny.
United too casually turned the ball over there.
Sergi Enkutu oldu. Enkutu.
Nearly made to play in full place.
Top çıkıyor. Kale boşu Gençler Birliği'nin.
Prescottanis to find the space.
Enkutu.
Rather mess things up.
Dışarıdan çeviriyor Alex Taşçıoğlu. Enkutu. Ayite. Candeias. Ayite. Ayite. Gökhan. Laiç.
Assist.
Laiç. Diğer sağ kanatta Atiba uça çıktı. Pas Atiba'ya doğru. Atiba ceza sahasında. Hızlı bir topla işler. Yasmir. Olomat. Bir de şaşırıyor. Elneny. Elneny. Caner. Vida. Gökhan Gönül.
Today, of course, raided his old club during the off-season.
Laiç.
So picked up Durante and Borges.
Gökhan.
Diaby.
Laiç.
Actually, it's Mitch Duke who's the instigator of the emphasis there.
Ruiz. Caner. Elneny. Atiba Hutchinson. Enkutu. Atiba. Enkutu tekrar. Şimdi orta.
So dangerous is the Mexican. And Brown was swallowed up by the super athlete.
Ruiz. Vuruyor. Yasin. Vida.
They conceded the opening goal. Matches so far.
Diaby.
Through Davila. Discutado. This corner there.
Gökhan.
Clean handling.
Diaby. Gökhan. Vida. Ruiz.
Goals. Look, Davila just 5 for
Vida.
20 games.
Gökhan Gönül.
It's really difficult for him to pull out whatever
Umut Naif takip ediyor.
Devlin's shot was actually
Vida.
deflected by his own teammate.
Candeias. Candeias. Candeias. Şut. Karius. Ayite. Kale boş. Topu aldı gol. Ayite. Son dolu futbolcu Gençler Birliği'ni 1-0 öne geçiriyor. 24. dakika. Gol Ayite'yle geliyor. Fulham'dan gelmişti Gençler Birliği'ne. Ayite topu alana gönderdi. Karius'tan tekrar topu takip ederek. 24. dakika. Ufuk atıyor.
Some of the Wellington players, Stephen Taylor and Cameron Devlin.
Seken top Ayite.
Press immediately. Conor Payne comes to his team's rescue. That's
Gençler
operational
Birliği
course is in
deplasmanda
there.
1-0 önde.
This time playing peacemaker.
2019-2020 sezonunda oynadığı tüm deplasman maçlarında gol atan Gençler Birliği bu maçta da golü buluyor.
And he charges in. And then Skakadis goes down and Bedlam comes in on a preceptive. I'm just saying, if he was going to give him a marathon, no mistake about that.
I'll tell you what, Jerry Skakadis could be in a bit of trouble here. If that is construed as violent play.
Vida ve Hayite Kandeyaz seken top Hayite maçlar gibi 1-0 önde.
Sean Evans potentially too.
Gökhan Diaby
Unnecessary.
Elneny Vida Ruiz golle birlikte deplasmanlarda en fazla gol atan iki takımdan biri. Bu sezon Gençler Birliği 16 golü var. Deplasmanlarda Laiç, Olomat, Elneny, Enkudu, Elneny, Enkudu yerden boşta kalan top
Because Skakadis had hit the turf, I'd almost put everything I had on the fact that Devon was going to stir up.
Sol açmaya çarpıyor. Arkadaşlar kalıyor top. Sefa. Karius. Vida. Elneny. Atiba Hacı. Laiç. Offside. Var odasından gelen görüntü.
Is there any further action that's required now, in your opinion? Am I making too much of that?
Ruiz.
It's Paul quite darling. You can hear. And it's, Robbie, I remember you were sent on what you saw.
Gökhan.
Fixture. If you want something
Skakadis had hit the turf.
Ruiz.
you have a different view as to
He was the one leading out there.
Gökhan. Elneny. Ruiz. Enkudu. Caner. Gökhan.
Andrew Durant.
Alta gönderiyor. Gökhan gönül. Golün gelişimi. Vida ve Hayite. Ardından sağ kanatta Kandeyaz. Ruiz karşısında şutunu attı. Hayite sektirdi. Hayite topu boşalttı. Elneny.
Still just 19.
He's had a similar did much better. Someone did find the top right.
Enkudu.
Western United only his second early start of the career.
Diaby.
City back in February 2017.
Diaby.
Clear there for
Diaby. Sefa'ya faul ediyor.
open your eyes. There's a time of discontent there though. Here's Ulysses. Basketball again. Burgess.
Vida.
Challenged by Steiner. That's what he's there for.
Hayite. Hayite attı, ayakta kaldı. Pas Candeias. Candeias çaprazda.
Wellington.
Candeias yerden bir korner daha.
Quite managed Diamond. Still waiting for his first Wellington Phoenix goal, but again it was very neat and tidy in construction.
I like it when it's tight, the passes are short. They bounce off each other nicely. They're really starting to find this season some good rhythm. It's good time. Very well, I think. Very nicely.
Dakika.
Start.
Gençler Birliği'nin
It's a tall one.
Vida.
This season has grown as well. He's started slowly, the German.
Yasin.
Very impressive in the last
Ayite.
3 to 4
Yasin
weeks.
tekrar. Yasin. Sefa orta. Savunma kapanıyor. Polomat. Ertaç. Caner. Ruiz. Gökhan.
United into a mistake.
Ruiz. Caner. Enkudu. Caner. Atiba.
With that decision, just because it's been 38 degrees and
Gökhan Gönül.
It's about alarm, he calls it.
Elneni. Laiç.
Suggested only exacerbates.
Laiç'ten orta. Kaleci çıktı. Diaby. Taç. Gençler Birliği'nin Gençler Birliği kalecisi Ertaç arkadaşlarıyla yaşadığı bu anlaşmazlık topu elinden kaçırdı. Diaby ardından taca çıkıyor top. Ayite. Gökhan dizine bir darbe aldı galiba. Acı içinde Gökhan Gönül. Ayite. Gökhan öyle yerde kalıyor.
No retreating at all from this Wellington team. Really good at
Sağlık görevlileri Gökhan için oyun alanında. Şimdi kalkıyor Gökhan.
Just for a second, it's been like for a goal. Let's go down to Archie Thompson. What's the slide down there?
Yeah, there's a great little rest in the line just behind the bench here. Not much to sing about the actual performance of Western United, just purely the fact that Wellington really smothered everything. But really, really vocal. Very vocal.
Thank you very much, Archie.
Caner.
The problem is, it's the official role to grow, not to next. You see such a
Yasin.
Purpose-built stadium.
Yasin. Basısında başarı var.
Players can take drinks.
Şimdi orta yuvarlakta Gökhan Diaby.
Reflect on what we've seen so far, which has been some good sides for Western United, but mainly at the other end, some frustrating play. Those front three or four Wellington Phoenix.
Elneni. Caner. Enkudu. Elneni.
The ref is going to have to take a ticket away to get back into the team now. That's how that Devlin is playing. And, you know, he's come out of that Sydney FC team midfield, watching Brandon O'Neill do his thing, Josh Brolante, Carlo Retro, when he's been called upon for centres. He's really learnt the craft well. Those fantastic players, great role.
Brisbane, who trail 1-0.
It's more like... Oh, we can laugh. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, Hamill, big blow. He's taken his time to get into the team, and Culver as well has had to sweat and wait. Been sensational for Western since earning the starting berth, and now he's assisted from the field. It's not going to plan for Mark Rudan at the moment.
So Dario Yurtets has been told to warm up very, very quickly and get ready. Does that mean a change of formation to a back four with Aspro and Durante as the two central defenders? Payne and Parias on the flanks. Yurtets in his more usual midfield role, we shall see. Meantime, Western United are short-handed, and Reno Piscopo looking to make them pay. That is well off beat with his shot on the Western United goal.
That's a disappointing finish, really. Again, he skipped into space nicely. Plenty of opportunity to line that one up.
So Dario Yurtets, the Croatian, is with us. And straight into the action. We did speculate before the game whether they might start with a back four. It's pretty certain they've gone to one now. Western United, that's a lovely touch by Diamanti. He had no right really to reel that in, and he releases Payne. Tim Payne back to cover him. Diamanti looking for Parias. Oh, it was beautifully found as well, Dylan Parias, but he got the shot horribly wrong. But two wonderful pieces of skill from Diamanti.
These are these
Lovely
balls with the wicked
horizontal pass. Now
great
Burns, first time delivery, back post. And Neville could take no chances.
And it's that man, Dimi Petratos, again, pulling the strings for Newcastle around the edge of the box. He was trying to angle him for a shot, but saw the run out wide from Bobby Burns, who's always looking to get forward.
Alessandro Diamanti can bring.
Just overhit a little bit.
So Simon,
positive
into
start
context,
for Bernie
down
Merrick's
1-0
team.
at half-time.
Petratos, top of Stanley, came across. They're adamant.
Really pushing
that was
hard for the
controlled by
first
the
two minutes.
hand of the Marty Holloway, but it wasn't close range. If top of Stanley got a touch, and a free kick earned here by Newcastle, and the VAR are running the rule over what happened in the box.
Change very quickly. Great goal from Wellington.
I think
Western United have thrown in that lifeline with their own wastefulness.
See what they can do with this one. It's Dario Yurtets can have a go. It's already laid up at the end for the substitute. Let's go down to Archie Thompson. What's your view, Archie?
Yeah, what's really noticeable is as soon as that second
glance
goal
of the
went in,
elbow, but
the Western United
Call the right call.
might have been one last night, though.
really nice
Yeah,
is
Daniel Dudevsky about it.
he's marching up and down.
I don't want to get into that.
Bench there.
Right down the middle.
It's almost like his team.
Top of
is the
Stanley
orchestra,
towers over
and he's
everyone.
the conductor. The way it
Not
is
the
staying past the ball,
header that
switched
Miller
in
was
and out.
after. He has
It's just
scored
beautiful
2
to
goals
watch.
so
This is
far
probably
this
one of the
season.
best Wellington football teams.
It was just a little too high for Matt Miller. He couldn't strain the neck muscles enough.
As the
But
conductor, isn't he? He's just missing the
good
baton.
start from Newcastle. Worrying signs for Brisbane.
Well, Rudin passed him the baton. Wellington.
Well, we've gotten an update from what was going on.
Probably wishing he hadn't now.
Here's
Brisbane
David
coach
Ball.
Robbie Fowler
Sat nicely for him.
has advertising for him. The Foxtel padding
shoot
down there.
across
And
Philip
it's been
Curto.
making him still
Right
claustrophobic,
idea.
so he's kicked them out of the way. Fourth official said, "What are you
Narrow
doing?"
angle.
He said, "I just need a bit of
getting it
space
wrong
to
for offside.
breathe
That would have
down
been
here,
play
if you
on,
don't
and you
mind."
can't blame Ball for instinctively shooting on the
Foxtel,
tap. Actually,
padding that's been
given the
causing him a
rep
few
I would
issues.
have expecting him to at least force a save there. Shot going across the keeper.
It's an
and
injury
to
concern
safety from a Western viewpoint.
for his captain here, so that's the last thing Robbie Fowler needs.
Here's Parias. Into attack. Kakachi stands him up with
Well,
ease.
got Neville over for a little pep talk at the moment.
Well
And will
defended.
Aldred be able to continue here? Maybe an adductor issue.
Growing in stature and playing against one of his heroes today in Alessandro
To be in the
Diamanti.
groin region, which is
Italian
not
heritage,
good.
of course, Kakache. Here is the Italian. Oh,
If you're
Derry
changing
Hayes
the game
took that
now,
one.
you do your
Almost
coaching.
out of
If
the
you're Robbie
ground.
Fowler, are you thinking Aldred is part of the back 5/back 3 with the 2 wing backs?
All boys
We're going to
going
change it
long.
up here, bring an
Change the
attacker
stretch.
on, bring O'Donovan on and go for it and
To
go to
me,
a back
this is-
4. What do you think?
Diamante type.
Well, it's only really early in the second half.
Of trying to get his team out of this.
As I said, I don't think they were
incredible technique.
You would say they were poor in the first half. They controlled a lot of the game. It's just that final third that they really have been limited to shots from around the box, apart from the odd occasion.
I don't know where Bendigo is from here.
It looks like they're doing a straight swap for a defender, and Aldridge coming off.
Young Isaac Powell getting the call. Still 17 years of age, part of that Joey squad for the World Cup.
So United have got to just
recently at under 17s level. And he's nominally a left back. Scott Neville, that's why Robbie Fowler caught him across. Told him to take up the
goal deficits. Today they're chasing two.
Slowed it right down so they could make this change rather than play with 10 men for a while.
Burgess again.
And Fagani's going to get the all clear. So he'll come on, naturally left-sided player, and maybe they got more balance now anyway.
Lock the door. Not like that they won't.
Yeah, they move into that central role, and
it's frustrating. Passage of play for
Western.
Set it up
Powell's
nicely. Wellington
abilities in that
left
wing-back role. Done it so well through the youth team.
Forced Western out again, and Aspro lets it all off with a poor pass.
The flowing dreadlocks, sorry, Speedy, the flowing dreadlocks that sometimes make me forget who he is sometimes. I remember them flowing well up and down that sideline for the youth team when they won that competition.
Of course, in the A-League today, Newcastle, Brisbane,
later to raise money for charity.
Statistical anomalies of
nicely
the A-League. It's
tracked it
a fixture
again.
that the away team always wins that one.
Defensively,
See if that continues. Two teams in desperate need of a result.
With a poor pass.
And tomorrow it's that top of the table clash between Sydney and Melbourne City.
There's Burns, the other left back.
Being given a hurry up position between the Mariners for the double header, of course, in the A-League today. Newcastle, Brisbane later. Those statistical anomalies of
nicely.
the A-League. It's a fixture that the away team always wins that one.
Defensively,
Continues to
Dumped over by Bowles as well.
top of the table clash between Sydney and Melbourne City. Track back by Newcastle. Between the Mariners.
That's clever
In
play.
the A-League, Newcastle, Brisbane later.
Making
Statistical anomalies of the A-League.
Defensively,
The away team always wins that one.
defensively.
Continues to
Gate on the move here. He's got Bowles for pace. Always confident he's going to get inside his
Saw Jamie Young backpedaling there. I thought it might have been an opportunity for Sergei in the Phoenix ball. Flying through on the greasy surface. Just ran away from Sergei.
reading it well. Just stumped his toe a little bit on that pass, so it took a little while longer to get to Hoffman. Made it work for Petratos. And Dimmy, I'm sure he's trying to flash that across the face, but he's a long way off in the end.
It's a good forward run, lovely ball. Petratos, I think he's trying to fire that across the 6 yards. He had two runners in the box.
Devlin.
Just couldn't wrap that foot around it.
Davila.
Just stretching for it.
Going to drive through a
That
space
last
that wasn't
replay
really
suggests
there.
that maybe
David
he's trying to
Ball,
smash it in the bottom
likewise.
corner.
With Dimmy, it's always an option. He loves to score, but
Tim Payne
he
here.
was trying to fire that across.
Will ferry it out
And
towards
if you're
the
the
right-hand
striker in the middle,
side.
would you advise that, or would you say dink it
You'd
and
stay
get an
forward.
aerial?
Depends. On that one, I think if he could get his foot around it, fire it high, hard and low, just inside that 6 yard.
Dangerous ball.
Occasion a defender might stick a foot out, pace of the ball might take it in the net if you're not going to get there.
Here's Barisha.
Hoffman jumped over.
Real sight of goal potentially.
Actually saying that Hoffman made the most of that.
Top goal scorer.
So there was no advantage signal. He's talking Hoffman through it, saying he took a dive there, essentially, from minimal contact. He's like to let the game flow. He's the Iranian referee.
20 minutes left in Ballarat. Aspro, Burgess.
Been so close to getting last year's World Cup final.
Got away from Kikachi this time. And
Standing display in
hanging
that
up
tournament.
towards the back post. Payne, not a good defensive header. It's Diamante.
Here's Powell.
Blocked by the defence.
Heavy
And
touch
Burgess.
first Gifting it straight back to Goalkeeper, a fan
no
favourite.
direction.
And they've had enough chances, really. We've already replayed the Scott McDonald one where he forced to save. There's that other excellent save from the fingertip
Into the feet of Petratos, who was like he was serving up in volleyball there at the end of it all. Knew he was going to get the whistle.
Away now.
Nice touch from
Burgess who
Petratos.
blazes away.
Pulled the ball,
Better
got a
chances
clip
than-
on the heels as he did.
The Western players ended up making them look completely capable of hitting the target there, if not scoring. And to shoot so wide just shows how anxious
And very
perhaps
much in the
Western
balance.
United are getting.
Brisbane looking to find something in front of goal.
Here's the busy Renault
Good
Discopo.
O'Donovan, yet right the headlines.
David Ball on the right. Only McCowan's in the penalty area, joined now by De
Great
Villa.
run made. And a better ball would have put the youngster through. One-on-one with Glenn Moss there.
Again, a good run from Muratovic. Just coming off the shoulder of the centre-back and making those little darting runs in behind. Better weighted ball, just a little bit off it.
There was a big passage there, wasn't there, between the centre halves. It was a pass that didn't need to be overhit like that.
That was just one to just roll in front of him.
Yes,
Which is quite greasy. They water the pitch and players love it that way in the night games.
Easily broken up by the Phoenix.
Bowles has been walking a tightrope at times. Goes into the book for that one.
And shot down effectively by
One
Astro.
yellow card apiece. Jason Hoffman for the Jets.
Even though the German wanted the
Bowles
foul.
for that effort.
Steinman's done a good
Good
job
job
again.
doing it.
Outside
Turned it
down
over.
those
O'Neill
defensive midfield
showing good
roles.
speed. Teammates
There
in
he
the
is,
middle.
Schweitzer, remember?
Struggling to keep up with him.
Famous game a couple of years back.
Advantage signal.
Hamburg, one of the great old clubs of the Bundesliga, got relegated. Final day of 17-18. He played in that game. A real traumatic moment for
O'Neill doing it all right now for Brisbane.
True
Lovely pass to
heavyweights,
the feet of
German
Muratovic,
football.
who turned it over and then tugged on the shorts of Langwa.
Just a few players now, little niggly challenges in there, a few pulled shirts. You can see
giving
frustration
chase to
starting to
Bessel Borussia.
come in from both players.
McDonald.
You mentioned Speedy, this referee loves to let the game flow.
Got away from him, the Italian. Western
Offside
United quickly
flag.
back on the ball though. Parias.
Against Hoffman.
Good first touch by Diamante, but it's a shot with his weaker right foot and it's wide again.
Brisbane already forced to make
It's
a
just so
change.
important that Diamante figures
Second
heavily
half, their captain,
this
all
Western
red off.
comeback if it's to be such.
Isaac Cowell on.
You need to
Marty
see his
Holloway,
hunger
you
around the
fancy him.
penalty area
That
to
kind of
receive
duel.
the ball.
Likewise, Jackson.
He forced his
over
way
O'Shea.
inside the danger zone then and showed
Speculative.
instinctively with his
From
right foot.
Marty Holloway, who's never really
His team is getting
been a
in good
frequent goal
positions.
scorer anywhere he's played. That was
So
ambitious.
Yeah, you could see Robbie
The shooting
Fowler there
has been
turned away in disgust. It was
pretty lame.
very ambitious, back to goal, trying to turn. Would have done better to keep that ball, look for a teammate and move the ball and
Now it's
keep some sustained
overcooked
pressure
that one quite considerably.
on
It's
the
a waste
Jets.
as well.
Robbie
Scored the
Fowler,
second
no
goal. It was an
stranger to
excellent run
scoring
for the
on this
youngster.
date.
But that's,
He did
that's
it in
just
the
a whack the
Liverpool
ball across
Manchester
and
City
hope.
fixture.
And I think
Twice for both
Wellington
of
are
these
not
clubs on December 28th.
clear yet. They played excellently, but the goal for Western, if it's to come, changes everything. And those moments you have
As well,
to
that
consolidate.
matchup wasn't quite the same in Fowler's day. O'Neill, that was cynical and great refereeing. Topple Stanley with a deliberate handball there, and he goes straight into the book. And that pass was bound for a Brisbane Royal player, and there's an argument here from Hayden O'Neill saying, send him off. He's not quite going to get the red for
his
this.
blocks brilliantly by
Clutching
Devlin.
at straws there, but Thomas Stanley
Another really crucial piece of
see
play.
the danger,
Skatanis
threw
has
himself
remained
out.
down, injured
left that
inside.
trailing arm,
The
tried
Wellington
to
penalty
get up
area.
and run away with all his years of experience and
Continues
pretend that it
upfield.
was a complete accident.
Wellington are aware of the
Had
fact
that other
Skatanis needs
defender
attention.
not been there, and he was the
Sportingly,
last
they've stopped
man,
the
then
play.
maybe it's
Well, different story.
And I think more sportingly, the ref called time for drinks.
Opportune moment, perhaps, to take a
a
breather.
dialogue between
Ruben's got
referee
plenty
and,
to think about.
Topple Stanley
As
in
we
this one.
head into the last quarter of an hour here in Ballarat. His team has pushed and pushed, but really
Gillespie, it is
able to put any sustained pressure on
free
Stefan
header.
Marinovic's goal.
And Double ricochet as Pepper had an
Of course,
opportunity.
you hear in the background the attendance has just gone up on the big screen.
Well, it was a wonderful ball,
5,084, just to repeat that figure. But the stats that matter
a lovely
in terms of the
curling
scoreboard
ball, and
are these two goals, Andy
Pepper will be
Harper.
disappointed in that. It's a free header.
First goal, which was a beauty,
Managed to ghost in
came on the
between
back
two
of
defenders.
Western United possession,
He
which they
headed it
turned
down
over.
onto his own arm.
And ball on the balance of play throughout the season certainly deserves that goal. And then again, the game turned on a period of real dominance for Western United, but Luke did it too strong for Bereshit. This is brilliant
Yellow
from
card, the only
Discopo.
downside.
Just lining up the whole midfield and driving the ball in.
Right
And from
between a
there,
couple of
because of that
teammates.
positivity, a favourable bounce for McGowan, who was in the right place at the right time with a very sharp finish. They've looked great, Wellington.
And this is what it will
More
mean if it
activity
stays this
on
way.
the Brisbane bench. Robbie
Wellington will
Fowler as
return
we
to the top six at the
towards that
expense
hour
of Western
mark
Sydney
is plotting
Wanderers.
another change.
Winners in that dramatic game yesterday against Adelaide.
think
And
it's
Western
gonna be
United
Roy
would
O'Donovan.
miss the chance to leapfrog Melbourne City into second.
I think it's Brad Inman that's got the call.
Things starting to bunch up a little bit in
It's a
positions.
story that Marco Monteverdi
down
will be
to
getting
7.
on top of.
That's
Why
right,
Roy
Bruce, it's
O'Donovan
just
missed out today. The
Probably thinking, just give me
football
one chance.
scribe for the Courier
Danny had a
Mail
sniff
reporting
today.
on tonight's game.
And more problems looming potentially
You'll
for
have the
Western
backstory
United
before
as
you know
they
it. Or
prepare
Courier
their
Mail
first
readers
change.
on why O'Donovan hasn't played in the first
it's
hour
the end of the
this game
section for-
and beyond. No look pass from Gillespie, and it showed.
Breno Piscopo just struggling to see in the glare of
He's running it out of play.
the daylight which number had been held up.
Too
And it's
far there,
Breno
Burns, didn't he?
Piscopo, and he has been excellent
Hoffman was
today.
expecting him to play it early and
Claimed an assist for
ran
that
too close to him
second
and ran
goal.
out of space.
But part of a front four, which now includes Hooper, Andy, that has a bit of everything, doesn't it? Trickery,
Teenagers
speed,
combining two of those National Youth League
workmanlike
Grand Final
qualities in the
winners,
shape
and
of
the
David
understanding is
Dormack. Gary
there.
Hooper is a proven goal scorer.
And overhit
Of course,
by
the trickery
Muratovic,
of
who throws his
Villa
head back
as
in
well.
frustration.
Yeah,
Allowed Jackson to get across pretty comfortably.
Piscopo is really becoming
Former
something
Brisbane
for
player
the Phoenix.
himself, Lockie Jackson. 3 appearances
And
before
again,
making the switch.
Stop doing this, pumping air into his tyres, but Holloway has brought these individuals through and together magnificently to this
Now,
point of the season.
Pepper wrapping around, honours that run. Delivery on his left, he never looked confident.
Piscopo, one of those hoping to be in Tokyo in 2020
It was
with
a great
the Oli
wrap-around run
Roos.
from Pepper. Great idea.
Although he did represent
Isolated
the Italian
defender, 1v1,
junior sides,
2v1, sorry.
country of his
Just looking
heritage.
for him to place that across between the penalty and the 6-yard, but
His
skewed
work
off the
is
left
done.
of his foot.
Western United's just beginning. Here's
merits-
Dylan Parias. Gets away from ball.
Getting some instructions out there.
Useful cross away by Taylor.
No real
Yes,
need for
that's,
him to go to his bench yet, is
Diamante
there?
perhaps got in each other's way a little bit.
Not at the moment. The Jets look quite comfortable.
When you look at this Wellington team,
Half chances,
and
I
those
guess,
players you
from
mentioned,
Brisbane, but
Davila,
I think that would really have
Piscopo,
any merit worry
Devlin
too much.
the last 3 games. Yeah, not
Oh,
exactly
kept
talking
in, I
Mark
thought,
Haley and Joe
by
Jordan.
Gillespie. The assistant put
You
the
know,
flag
and it
up
just
and
goes
said
to
that
show
the Jets
you're
throw.
good
They
enough,
thought they
you're
were
big
away,
enough.
and there'd been some friendly
Not
fire.
daunted
2
by
Raw players wiped out. It was
Bigger
opening up
opponents,
for
they're
them.
just clever players.
I think he's guessed that one through bodies that the ball did cross the sideline.
Well, they're the happiest people inside the stadium at the moment.
They're an hour and a half away from the trouble at the MCG, so that will help.
Well, they've made the right decision, haven't they?
Definitely so. They're really enjoying their team. Why not? This is as good a Wellington product as we've seen, I reckon. And they've had finals teams before which have excited us, but
Both of
this
these
is really
teams
developing
looking
nicely.
to end losing streaks. Jets have lost 3 on the bounce. Brisbane a couple.
They will argue they've got the real
Howell's been lively since getting his chance.
Slightly different spelling, of course.
Time for Brisbane's second change. Pepper.
The next question is, we
is
are
on.
actually
More
watching the only
attack
2
binding.
teams in
Inman
the
is
league
on.
now have failed to win a trophy in the A-League era. That's understandable, of course, from Wellington's point of view, or Western United's as De Villa has played onside. It's Ulysses De Villa. That should do it. The Mexican seals all 3 points with 10 minutes to go.
I was really
And
impressed
puts
with
the cap on a really,
Inman when he first
really
burst on the scene
professional
in the
display
pre-season
by
in
the
the FA
Wellington
Cup.
Phoenix.
Scoring goals and combining well. Just dried up as the season started.
Right fullback Dylan Parias
Interesting to see how he
dragging his heels and keeping Davila outside.
He wants this guy
into this game and
still
create
7 days hence you wonder how he missed from 2 yards last week against Sydney. There's Price, the number 5, keeping Davila onside.
Referee letting plenty go there.
In a month of Sundays, did you ever conceive he was going to miss this?
And all sorts
he just
going on.
set it up beautifully.
No whistle.
There was a needle to be threaded, and that's what his left foot does.
The free kick.
Fantastic find
Jets
for Wellington Phoenix.
trying
Great
to work the
contributor to the
advantage.
A-League. And maybe that's the
They'll get
nail in
the
the
try.
coffin for Western United here at Ballarat. Never in doubt this. No freezing, no anxiety, just a job to do, and that's slot the ball, and Davila does it beautifully.
His
Newcastle taking
8th
16
goal of the
points out
season
a possible 18
for Wellington Phoenix, and
against
isn't he a joy
Brisbane
to watch?
in the last couple of years. On course for another 3 points.
Well, people from New South Wales
Unless Brisbane can turn it around
call
here.
Victorians Mexicans, but it is a real Mexican who has set the seal on this
Marty
excellent
Holloway
display.
interested by this ball, brings it
Wellington
down.
as they make their second change. Tim
All the way
Payne,
through
who's
to
played
Miller,
his
who was
part,
upended by
takes his
Inman.
leave, and T. Hudson Wahonge
And that's what he's
is
there
on for
for, to win
just
those
his
kind of balls.
second appearance for the club.
Big, strong play. You can see strength in the tussle, and he needs his players around him to really anticipate the
And the point I
knockdown.
was about to make when
He'll have faith
Davila
in himself that he can
raced
win those
through
headers.
was
He'll be looking to just cushion them
Wellington
down
have
for
never
someone
won
to
a
get
trophy.
a
Western
strike
United,
on.
of course, haven't. They're only just starting life in the A-League. Could Wellington actually
You
lift
ever
some
have a
silverware
little
this
enlarged
season?
combo like that?
Might be on the realms of possibility.
Yeah, a few actually.
Is it tough to know how far apart to be from the knockdown?
It comes from experience. Sometimes you have
Honestly,
players that you just seem to have a bond with and understanding.
The way this team is developing.
Other players takes time.
Corner to defend here.
The stretch from the Port Macquarie Calais in front of Squadron Nova Castria. Getting a nice reception there.
Frustrating afternoon for him. Puff out of the cheeks sort of accentuates that feeling.
Kratos turned it over.
Diamante is working as hard as anybody to try and get his team back in the contest, but looks a pretty forlorn hope for Mark Rudden and his
On their way up the
outfit
pitch,
at the moment.
Brisbane. Marty Holloway's
Here's
on the move
Guru,
again. Gillespie
showing
targeting
Jonathan Sproul, clean
one-on-one
down
duel
heels.
with Topo Stanley, who calls his keeper into
As
it.
they flood forward again, it's Callum McCowan looking to find the angle, shut down by
Playing
Yurtats.
angry tonight. Topo.
He's just asking for the best from his teammates.
Western United survive that
We all did
particular
it.
raid.
We all do it.
We want four is the
Interesting
cross from
run.
those
So too did
Phoenix fans.
Jugarkovic. Bending one
They're
around.
loving this.
Fabulous defending bowls, facing his own
25
goal.
in
Able to
season
pull off the back end.
16-17, their last win in Victoria. That was at Amy Park against the Victory.
Inman with fresh legs.
Here's Burgess.
Marty Holloway now making his move into the box as Inman takes on Kandarovski for a second time, and that was a chance. Needed the deft touch at the near
tidy work
post.
again.
The Topo
Finding his
Stanley put
compatriot,
Marty
Gary
Holloway
Huyndai.
off.
Ooh, ball and all.
Well, that all started at the other end with some great defending, but this is what
David
Robbie
Ball
Fowler's
and
brought
all.
Inman on for, to be creative. Isolates Kandarovski 1v1 and just goes past him. A nice ball into the near
Durante
post, but
steams
great,
in here.
great defending from Topo
Steamed
Stanley
in
again. He's
here.
having a wonderful game.
Tele got his number as well.
And there's a verbal exchange between the Wellington coach and the former
Adelaide
Wellington
boy.
player.
Brad Inman. Hoffman finally gets the decision with Harker, and there's some ironic cheers around McDonald Jones.
Still it goes on. Kate Jakovic trying to play peacemaker as we confirm that change again for you. He must be absolutely proud as
in this
punch.
fixture.
His
Round
team's
2,
display
season
today.
2, as an
Particularly as
18-year-old.
it's the sort of conditions really that I don't get too often in Wellington.
Up top in a similar role before he went back. Throughout his career, he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
6 goals in his last 7.
Around to Melbourne and also around the pitch.
Some of those from the penalty spot, to be fair.
Yeah, very
but,
versatile
still
player.
got to be converted.
It doesn't mean you get any less
A
points
player
on the
who'll
competition
play for
table.
the team, you know. Ask him to play
Here's
right
David
back,
Ball.
ask him to play left back,
Another
up front.
tireless shift.
He's happy to
They've
play
got enough.
anywhere
This
as
is
long as he can
4-0
help the
game,
team.
Simon. I'm not even sure if it's been a 3-0 game. Western United have had
Recently signed another
some amazing
contract
chances,
extension.
but that last breakaway a couple of minutes ago,
Local
for
product.
such an impressive play, but it's a poor pass out
Santos.
to McGowan. That would have made it 4, I reckon. Everything for McGowan to lose
Lenoir.
in front of goal if Hooper's pass is a good one.
Brisbane dropping deep here to absorb.
Western United
And there's a
have to
mistake
lead.
from Jackson.
And just get one. Don't look at a 3-goal game.
Looking to spring a
and then
counter.
maybe they can channel
Hingett was
some of the
quickly around
craziness
Burns.
last night in Adelaide.
O'Shea in space.
Again, they can't pick out Barisha.
To the right back, but he's feeling the pinch about now, you'd think.
And the good thing for Western United, their next engagement is State Derby against Melbourne City.
Sure, the free kicks against
On
the
the 3rd
game.
of
It's probably
January.
his mate that gave it away.
Players do lift for Derby games.
Ugarkovic had just a little nibble there. A little enthusiastic. And Thurgate just came in just to top it off. Little clip of the heels.
They're pretty quick on the uptake.
Dangerous position here.
Victory Western United game's been labelled the Westgate Derby.
So he can go wide to Isaac Powell.
See if he catches on.
Offering up his
Third and final
services. But
change.
Gillespie said, I'm not going there. He teases it again.
Western
And
United.
Marty Holloway may have taken it off Daniel Bowles' head there.
Djakovic needs to get a bit more
Again, it's
wattage in
another
that,
beautiful delivery into the
scoreboard.
box.
Difficult to read the numbers.
I think you're right, Speedy. In those areas you want to go for it, but
Make his way rather solidly
Marty
towards
Holloway
the
lets that
sideline.
go. Daniel Bowles has got a free header.
Mutters a few
Almost
words
into an
under
empty
his
net.
breath, but it's just not been his or Western
Another
United's
warning sign
day.
for Newcastle Jets. There's been a
he's
couple of
looked
free
in there for a
kicks
good
now.
touch, actually. Best Barisha. He just hasn't had the service.
The Brisbane Roar players have got on the end of it. Probably could have done a little better.
So Valentino Ewell is with us. He scored a fair few goals in the NPL for Bentney
The
Greens.
Jets preparing their first change.
And Mark
Johnny
Rudy could do with
Katrumbas
one now.
Poised, as you can see.
Might be academic though at this late stage. Scotardis is
He's
fouled by
only
Steinman.
going.
Except that we thought that
The end is starting to move.
Well, that's
For
true.
Bobby
One
Burns,
goes up
who's been
3-1.
given the hurry up as he
And then
makes the
Held
long
progress.
journey across the pitch and doesn't leave on the far
focus for
side.
Western United. They have to believe
And he
that
gets the ovation.
this
They've liked what
performance,
they've seen.
some of their
The
attacks
Newcastle
are
fans.
worthy of at least a
I think
consolation.
he's done well tonight.
Having secured that goal, if they're good enough to
Provided
get
a
it.
few options going forward, and he's defended
why
well
not come home with a red
against
start?
Jack Hingett. There's been a good
Mario
tussle on that
Yosef
side.
struggling.
Two players who
Steven
haven't had much
Taylor
game time.
Forward by Durante. Burgess wouldn't sit corner. Put the hands against De Beer. Now Wellington's turn to appeal. Breaks for Valentino Ewell here. Can he find the angle? Oh, that is definitely handball. That is a penalty. And they do have the chance. Luke De Beer with the
That one
outstretched
from
arm.
close range. Little Pumba.
As he did.
Well, lifeline time.
You're not up on that. That's one Daniel
Diamante
Georgescu
quick to
let us in
claim
on when he was
the
on Matchday
responsibility.
Saturday about
Nice
a month
work
ago.
from Ewell. This is
And
tight,
the
really
nickname
tight,
they
needs
gave
short
Angus
steps.
Thurgate.
Actually, it's Taylor, isn't it?
What was he thinking?
It's a good
Line
save,
kick.
actually, if you're a goalkeeper.
He's keeping
Certainly on
O'Neill
top of
honest. Another ripple of applause from the Jets faithful.
That was bizarre.
Gets a booking for it. An own goal last week. Slightly bizarre concession of a penalty this. And just a couple of minutes to go, but there will be a chunk of stoppage time.
Ugarkovic took it away in a flash.
Maybe opens a window for Western United if they can convert this. For sure, Mark Ruben is saying
Away
how
from
much
the
time to be
potential
added on.
of a release ball for Hoffman.
Yeah, Katrumbas and
Various
Hoffman
kinds of
making
handball.
ground on the
You'll
far
wish to
side,
see.
and Hoffman to turn
Can
back away,
Diamante convert?
come back into the same area.
Stefan
To their
Marinovic once
dismay.
saved a penalty from Son Heung-min.
Got
He's
ball, but
played
he
for New
also took
Zealand.
the man, Scott
So
Neville.
he's no stranger to stopping these penalty kicks from big
Put him
players.
down.
And he got a hand up into that one, but he couldn't keep it out. Just too
What's this
powerful. And Western
Thurgate
United
right in the
have
mush.
one back.
Well, he's worked really hard for that goal. Probably carried or assumed too much of the burden. The skipper, Diamante.
One cheek's a little
But hang
hotter
on
than
to
the
your
other.
hats. Now,
Roy
in the
O'Donovan
controversy
has been
that's raged all season about handballs, I'm prepared to concede that Stephen Taylor's arm did not
Been
tap
a
into
massive
natural
story. If
position.
he didn't play any part tonight, he's going to be third cab off the rank here for Brisbane.
What's doing there, Steve?
Yeah, we're 1-0 down.
I know what's doing
I
here.
guess if there's a play you want to be throwing on, it's Roy O'Donovan.
You know
He'll
how
give you
good a penalty is when
get
the
those
keeper
balls in the box, and he'll give you
guesses
at
the
least a
right way
sniff
and
of a
still
goal.
beats them at the post. Great stuff from Diamante.
It was obviously Stephen
a high
Taylor just
five
thinking
from
back to his
Robbie
days
Fowler.
in Newcastle and maybe about
A little
Thomas
pat on the back.
or Tim Krul or
Out
something
there in a
like
moment.
that.
Miller gets back goal side of Towel. Time for that change.
Taylor still
They're trying to get the substitute off
I'll get
before
a
the
chance
number
down on
goes
the
up.
side.
Well,
Here's the
they thought there was
encouragement
a handball in the
from Fowler.
scrimmage around
Interesting
the
there
edge
to
of the
Marty
stuff.
Holloway and not the debutant withdrawn.
must confess that
And
escaped my
Marinovic
gaze,
stays
but
out
clearly
there.
not before Tales.
Marty Holloway off, and Roy O'Donovan back to take on his most recent A-League club.
Maybe get another look at that if we can.
Helped them go to that grand final here a few years back.
Vitale is going on about.
I think Maradovic has deserved his
4 minutes to be out.
place to stay on the field. I think Topper Stanley was probably winning that battle with Marty Holloway, so
got any blood and thunder in them.
good to change it up. Ray O'Donovan will pose a different problem for the Newcastle Jets defence.
Maybe for the time taken for the penalty.
Sometimes you see these youngsters fade in their first game, and now it's about their lot.
They were.
He's confident he can see out the 90.
They've got to push up, they can't afford. There's the handball bouncing off De Beer, bouncing off Burgess. That's what Wellington's complaints are all about.
Neville. Somehow the ball stayed in through all that.
He's still trying to talk his way out of that penalty.
Kratos.
Hoarse voice and all.
No chance of releasing Thurgate.
It's a little tip for Uffy.
Kind of pace on the ball.
Change play now for it.
Certainly not 2 minutes later.
Happy to reset Newcastle as we enter that final 15 minutes. Where there are so many game-changing goals in the A-League.
So Tale claimed the ball came off Burgess's hand first.
Yeah, the Jets need to just be careful they don't sit too deep and invite Brisbane on them.
Well.
To keep that structure higher up the field.
Allowed to go. Unfortunately for Western United, they're just not able to get
plenty of advice from those Newcastle fans.
On the ball at the moment.
Great story on Fox Sports.
Yeah, quick their press
News you can watch online as well. Jamie Young went to Nepal in the off-season.
Not what they needed.
Part of some charity work that he does. Very aware,
which no doubt they will
footballer of the world around him. Great guy. Check it out on foxsports.com.au.
And the cry, we want 4, goes up from the Wellington fans. They've got a really good day out here in Ballarat.
Able to hem Newcastle.
Yes, we all have. It's been
Inman wasn't
entertaining
too
game
sure
to
about
watch.
whether he was going to take the throw or not. Now Powell. Time to muck around for Brisbane.
Just a little ambition being shown here by the Phoenix, understandable. David Gould with his clear. And finds somehow all the
what a move from Powell.
He was looking to put the cherry on top for
He was
Wellington.
after the nutmeg on Miller.
Back with Hooper.
Who is scared,
for
his blushes.
Kakacha.
Must be with a hopeful header and did find a teammate.
Down by Gary O'Yurtix, but Burgess is going to reach it ahead of De
Yellow
Beer.
card, that's his warning.
Looking to just control these last couple of minutes. They're going to make a change shortly as well.
Once they get the opportunity,
Ben Wade is
laid the hand
ready.
on there, pulled Neville back.
Ball holding up from Maradovic.
Hudson Wahongi.
He ran into a roadblock in the end.
Over the course of these 93 and almost a half minutes, it's
confident in
difficult really to pick a fault. That's the leaders handball from Steve Taylor aside.
Yeah, had a couple of shaky moments in the first half early, but Langlois has really settled into the game and
ahead of the goalkeeper.
done a good job in front of the back too.
Keep it out, and Wellington do have 4. A quite bizarre goal. Hooper has injured himself in the process. Philip Curto came hurtling out, couldn't reach the ball, and Gary Hooper converts for just his second goal in Phoenix colours. An extraordinary finish by the Englishman.
Go right instead to Miller.
Well, it's brave, firstly. It's an incredible header, secondly. And any questions on Curto here?
In the middle.
He's made a challenge at the ball. Aspo makes a challenge too, but ends up in the net along with the ball.
Something again.
Well, 4-0. That's amazing
Over
work.
the top of Topos Stanley. A great read by Jackson, though. Helping out his more experienced centre-half.
They've done well tonight. Jackson and Topper Stanley.
Caught out.
Started off well a few weeks
His only consolation
ago,
is that the result
the
wasn't going
last
to
couple of
change.
games
The margin of victory does.
floodgates opened. Be easy to make changes.
Happy day out has just got a whole lot better.
Back to their
Unless
best
we can
tonight.
have another VAR intervention later on.
Well, that can only be on the keeper, I'd say, because there's not offside. It's an incredible heading technique. To get that power
These
from that
teams
range.
started
Is he
this evening
offside?
with
That's
a
the
couple
other
of games in
question.
hand on multiple.
Oh, is Aspro?
I reckon his right heel might be slightly
Been the way
reaching
of,
that line. Where's
the buyers falling early in the season for these two
technology?
clubs.
Surely they'll be applying
Oh,
that.
off the head of Gillespie.
That was the
And
stoppage point
Thurgate's
when the kick was
one-on-one.
made.
Oh, he fires it straight into Jamie Young, who was a sitting
Shot
duck
here by Gary Hooper.
in goal, but somehow keeps his team in it.
I tell you what, we've seen some
Oh,
brilliant
the flick from
headers
Newcastle wasn't far away.
this weekend.
Game opening up
Not
now.
least from Nikolai
And
Muller.
Thurgate should really have maybe killed off this game.
Yeah, it was a wonderful opportunity.
Then the VAR check goes on. No, it is going to be
I thought there was more pressure coming from
that goal
behind.
is rubbed out, which is rather
Thought
unfortunate
he was
for
going
Gary
to just
Hooper.
take the touch around Young and slot it into an empty net.
It probably looks on the replay as though it's the correct decision.
Miller, with great energy, deserved a better return
Extra
ball.
wages too, as we move into the 7th minute of stoppage time.
Here we see the
I think
mistake.
we had 11 or even
Brisbane
12
defence,
last
and
night in Adelaide.
you see Angus Thurgate, no one near him. As you said, Speedy, Jamie Young's in no man's land.
The VAR, we could be here all weekend.
Takes
if
another
this,
little touch and then knocks it past Young.
continues over the course of the summer.
There's not much Young can do about it, and he's just rolling it into an empty net. That would have killed off the game, you'd think, with 10 minutes to go.
Great work from De Vere. He's looked good again. So good to see Luke De Vere playing football.
So you're a coach now and you're a part of this Jets staff.
Here we go
What do you
again.
do with a young man now on video review in this
Fourth goal,
situation?
potentially. Hooper's in position.
I think he
ball
just
at the
showed,
far post,
look,
De
he's
Vere
got no
in
one behind
possession.
him. You can see Jamie Young's committed. He's lost in no man's land, 14, 15 yards
Still
out
we
from
go
goal.
on.
You just take a smaller touch to really
Forward by
bring Young to
Durante.
you, and then you nick it past him.
So is it purely done on video, or do you give him a few run-throughs during the week
as
well?
Oh, look, I think,
Gary Hooper,
as you say, he might not have thought he has much time, so
it's a really
one of
good
those
win
things
for
you just
Wellington
have to sit down
Phoenix.
and have a chat
Revenge
to
for
him.
their round 1 loss and a 7th match
just in the
unbeaten for the
goalkeeper's
Phoenix.
just caught out
As
there
they
where he
record
was.
just their 4th ever win
So
in
only
Victoria.
very looking to string some
Finished
wins
here in
together.
Ballarat,
You can
Western
see what it
United
does.
1,
As I mentioned, they've got
Wellington Phoenix 3.
games in hand on other teams in that section. They could rise off the bottom a couple of
And
spots
of course,
here
but for the
and hopefully back it up
VAR intervention,
away to the victory on
margin
Jan
of
5.
victory might
It'll
have
be a
been
special game for Merrick.
even
Now,
bigger
Hoffman's
for the
down
Phoenix.
here, laying prone as Brisbane continue. Is it a head injury or something else?
Not too sure.
Referee not seeing a reason to stop play. And now Moss has it, and he'll be instructed to. He doesn't need to put it out of play. Referee stops play now, and it is a head concern. He copped a ball in the face a couple of weeks ago and had to have 4 teeth repaired by the dentist. They were all chipped after getting a ball in the face like we saw from Thurgate a moment ago.
I remember the ball in the face. Didn't know about the teeth, but just looked like a head on the shoulder, was it?
Or elbow. Right elbow here of Powell might have just caught him as it flashed across. Tell you what, his dentist is going to do around out of Jason Hoffman. So in this situation, the doctor can say we. How careful Miller was to keep his hands out of it. Thought he was in the box, did he? The paranoia of the VAR era.
Certainly changed things.
Was it drop off to halfway for defenders? Or was that attackers?
I think that was attackers. And they need to chase things up. They've opened themselves up, expose themselves.
Well, that ball was on, but it's going to go harmlessly through from O'Shea. Can they fashion a chance? Remember, round 1 in Perth, where things were looking up for Brisbane, weren't they, when they snatched that point on the road against the winners of last season's Premier's Plate. 95th minute that equaliser came in a 1-1 draw. Thurgate trying to stay on side. Miller weaving his way. Still going, Matt Miller. Decent ball in, but well, possession was Neville. Brisbane trying to go the other way in a hurry. There was nothing for Inman to go to. Now the strikers make their runs. Jackson peeled off. Pressure applied on Moss, forcing that clearance out of play. The work rate of O'Donovan. O'Donovan presents here, first time rolling it on for O'Neill. But, oh, big chance for Inman. What about the defending from Matt Miller, tracking that run? Newcastle see it clear. That was a close run thing for the Jets.
Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt.
That was a lovely play down that right-hand side. O'Donovan laying it off, and Inman, for all money, looked across the front of Matt Miller there, but he did well to get a foot in and snuff out the danger.
Maradovic. Clever little turn away. Now O'Neill, being one of Brisbane's best. Oh, the turn! What an equaliser! Brad Inman with something special. It is 1-1 in Newcastle, and we haven't seen many better strikes than that all season. Brad Inman take a bow with 3 to go.
Well, we spoke earlier in the game about shots around the edge of the box and low percentage. As that ball comes in, there's only one thing on Brad Inman's mind. His first touch with his left foot takes it away from the defender. He swivels and he strikes that off the crossbar. There was only one thing in his mind as he received that ball, was touch and finish. And didn't he just? Smashes it in off the underside of the bar. Nothing Moss could do about it.
Massive relief as well. His first A-League goal. And can that get him on a roll? And there's still time for either team to win it. Newcastle held that lead for so long, but it's gone. And there will be a decent chunk of stoppage time, you'd imagine, as well. Late drama in the A-League again. Newcastle now will commit a few more men forward. Miller driving into the area. Matt Miller. Oh, nearly an own goal. And it goes wide off Hingett. Corner conceded.
Well, he knew what he was doing there, Hingett, but for a second from our angle, it looked like it was going to go into the net. And this game's come alive.
Petratos. Crowd right into it now. Jackson had a chance. Got the better of Gillespie. Couldn't get the power or direction.
Well, now it's a case of the two teams. Are they happy with the point? Do they go chasing that goal and maybe expose themselves to the other end? The way the Jets are pressing now, it looks like Dimi Petratos in particular is keen. And his pressure forces a corner. It's fantastic. He's not going to settle for a point.
How often do you see it? A corner needlessly conceded there. Sloppy from Bowles, the assistant. Good luck turning that one down with those hands in that far corner. They had a good angle on it. Young punches clear. All alone on the edge of the area. Thurgate. Great discipline with the ball back in. Oh, Jamie Young! What a save. He looked wrong-footed. The Jets looked like getting a late winner. Somehow he flung the left hand out and kept it out after getting back to his feet seconds before it.
What a save. Seconds before, he's on the ground, looked like he was injured, got up. It's a wonderful ball in, and Kanarowski gets up, and he must have thought he'd scored the winner. Jamie Young at full stretch. Fantastic save.
Another stoppage. Fourth official. had the board ready to tell everyone how long. It's only 3 minutes, which feels like unders. We'll be adding to it now. It's one thing Ali Reza Fagani needs to work on, his timekeeping.
Another bugbear of yours. You see the first instance as the ball comes in, Jamie Young does well, gets up. I think he copped one in the face there. You see, he sees the danger, up he gets. And that is world-class save.
It was as though he was thinking, if I stay down here, the ref won't let play continue. Then he saw play had continued and he thought, I better get back to my feet, make the miracle save, and then I'll get my treatment later.
Yeah, just got enough energy to get this one save out. That's a thumbs up from the physio, which is good.
Any 24-hour dentists around here, Daniel? Hoffman and Young need to make an appointment.
Maybe they'll be in there together.
So remember, this save was made in the 90th minute. So minute and a half, going on 2 minutes, should be added to the 3 initially. That's where he copped the blow.
He was a teammate, wasn't it? Ran into the back of his head, chin on the back of the head's never nice. Oh, I could watch that again and again. It's a great save.
Now, if this was cricket, you'd say we can make a concussion replacement because you've already made 3 changes. In the cricket world, Steve Smith pulled out, Marnus Labuschagne in at Lords during the Ashes. You can't make that change now, can you? And look what it's done to the live ladder. Newcastle now back on the bottom. And neither team picking up that 3-point surge thereafter to get above the Mariners.
Yeah, it's not a result that either team would want.
Time for that corner after the sensational save. Again on the edge of the area, back in by Katrumbis. Now there might be a counter on. Muratovic, who played his part in the goal. Lovely pass. The weight on it perfect for O'Donovan. Brisbane springing from one end to the other after defending that corner. Here they go. Oh, Moss keeping it out at his near post.
Well, he's got a point to prove, Roy O'Donovan, hasn't he? Almost the full length of the field. Cut inside Katrumbis and forced Moss with a great save at the near stick.
Seen so many passes overhit tonight. Muratovic just played the right pass. Almost with the backspin element. Brisbane's corner dealt with by the first man, which is always a disappointment. Muratovic trying to roll past, earns another set piece for Brisbane. Hoping for a better delivery this time. Gillespie up, Bowles and Neville, the 3 centre halves. And O'Shea picked one of them out. Good looking shape about it, and it was a chance. It's out off the Jets for one more corner. There's Gillespie trying to get on the end of things. Probably another minute to go. Another outswinger. Jackson confident he was going to be able to head clear. Kept alive by O'Neill. Inman from almost the same blade of grass. O'Donovan works it clear. O'Shea. Got Fitzgerald on the deck. Turning him inside out. Oh, the header was there. Daniel Bowles couldn't flash it in after brilliant work. Real wizardry from Jay O'Shea. Moss goes long. Hingett, who was the deepest lying outfield player for Brisbane, with the emphatic header. Miller took it off Brad Inman. Gillespie back in position. We're at the referee's discretion now. Little glance at the watch from Ali Reza Fagani. Big chance here. Thurgates and Young, the hero again. Again, that weight of the pass from Langlois. Just overhit by a fraction. How much longer do we go on? Petrumbis left it a little short of Langlois. Muratovic fouled. Well, the battle of